Do you think I am? Don't you know that he was my man? But I chose to let him go. So why do you like I care about him? I'm looking at me like I'm hurt. Not the one who said I didn't want this bird. Don't you forget I had birds. Stop blaming me. He wasn't man enough of me. You don't know, now here's your chance. I've already had your man. Just where he's been. And I'll be worried about him. That's finding out the truth. I think he's just a man for you.
Baby, the way you can't tell me I'm not Tony Braxton behind the stage. Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday. Get in here, like say something. I know normally we come to you guys on Saturdays with the Braxtons, but you had one more day to let it marinate. And now we are here to discuss the season finale and whatnot of the show. I was like, did I miss something? I thought that we were gonna do episode 7. And then next week it was they'll say, oh no, they dropped it. So no, just get it out the way. We don't got time. But be sure to comment down below about our commentary on the show and let us know how you are feeling about it. Ashley, how are you doing? And are you ready to get into these Braxtons?
I'm good and I'm absolutely ready. However, I do feel like we were trolled this season. I feel like they literally and completely trolled us. But yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to get her wet and get her done, Tyra.
Get her done. I think that was the same vibes that they had when they're coming out with these double episodes. Trolling, definitely. All of this really lends itself into how contrived I feel like a lot of these scenarios are, and where there may be a little bit of smoke here and friction within the sisterhood, we're adding gasoline to it just to elongate what really isn't a show collectively. Like they didn't have anything. They didn't have anything. And that is why they worked the season the way that they did, starting us off with this fight in anticipation of what's happening around this round table. But unfortunately, once we got the completion of everything that happened there, they didn't have anything else going on. Nothing. So I'm like, baby, get your check. Get your check, sisters. Get your check. Get your money. Promote your albums, your projects, beautiful gowns, your wedding. Hell, I don't know who paying for what. But would I have watched this if I had known where it was going to end up? Probably not. I did not watch the first season, so I'm not sure how eventful that was. But this just feels like a reality situation where it's holding on to its last breath. And maybe these are sisters who they've been doing this for so long. And like I said, when we had our last discussion, reality is just a tough space to be in for a certain particular show. They want all the mess. And if this is what we have to do to get it, I don't want to come back for this. Ashley?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So here's the thing, and we've talked about this as we've watched all of these episodes, and it's really been like, and the consensus from a large part of the viewing audience is I would have loved to see a healing journey for these sisters, more so than the drama, than the drop kicks, than the wig pulling and all of that. I would have loved to see them finally come together after Tracy's passing and have a real genuine moment. What they did is they, like you said, this was contrived BS the whole time, and the finale cemented it in my mind. Because there's no way, yeah, we're good now. Yeah, when we were with Diesel and Denim at his graduation, Tamar was right there. Meanwhile, Tony, you were having this conversation with your sisters the same day. Like, I just stop playing in our faces. If y'all needed to check that bad, I'm sure there's other things you could have done. Tony got businesses. Tamar definitely got businesses. And Slim Down Vince could have put y'all onto something. I just feel like Tamar, it's almost giving Tamar even knew that they weren't behind this. Yeah, but that's your friend. But that's your friend. Even the whole argument about the lawyer and who brought Sue, it was like, oh, okay, y'all just did this for drama because y'all knew it was gonna be clicks and views, and you knew it was gonna make a cute little 24-hour news cycle or a headline. I hate they played in my face. I hate that they got 8 episodes of my time and energy just for it to all be like, yeah, we're good now. I loved you. Trina was driving an hour and a half every Sunday, Tamar, to sit at your house and watch Sunday night football,
Mhm.
and you drop kicked her in the back because they played with us.
I don't know. I would like people to be aware and nuanced enough to realize that reality TV is just that. We know that situations are going to occur, but I think we are so far down the rabbit hole where it's like, okay, this is your script and this is yours. I don't think anything here was actual, or we may have true events going on, and it's like, yeah, we're going to surround the entire season around that. Now, your everyday average person who's not into this, you're going to look at this, and like, well, hell, no, this is a very serious thing with the brother and the niece. This is not something that we want to profit off of or put on a platform like this or even play with to get any ratings or whatever. But once again, we are not in these spaces and in these circles. And for anybody who wants to let the Tony Braxton don't need a check. Tim don't need a check. People, everybody needs a check. Everybody
Everybody need a
needs a
check.
check, especially when you are in a totally different tax bracket. They live completely different lifestyles. So if it calls and it's given a check, we're gonna go. This was definitely for a check, and that's okay. We just think that there were other ways in this healed sisterhood to get one, but clearly they didn't feel like that was enough to draw the audience in.
Mm-mm.
It's like, well, hell, how many ratings, like how much audience getting drawn in just for this? Is it worth it, basically? But let's get into this modest rehearsal dinner. I say, Tawanda gonna try my patience every time. I just be trying to sit there and mind my business and watch this show. As we already kind of figured out, the seventh episode was strictly wedding. It was all about the wedding. And we get into this rehearsal, and I can't even sit up because Tawanda's like, normally we would go all out. Everything would be decked out to the nines, even, for a rehearsal dinner. But since, we're spending, a guap of money at the wedding, which is, it's just
Are
what
you?
little yang yang around the house. It's like, God damn it, Tawanda. We didn't even ask you that. We didn't even ask you that. But the main thing I took away from here is we kind of have a cutaway of Tony because, Tony, once again, Tony D. Braxton ain't showing up to this.
Mm-mm. No.
I just love how we cannot be selective enough to cut off a certain amount of days that week. This is my sister time, my sister's wedding, all my ducks in a row. I am not available. It's like, no, I'm gonna come to this one moment in this one event for these couple of hours. You get a couple of hours of the Tony Braxton's time. But in the midst of being here and all the cheers and the toast, it's like, oh, we're just so happy for Tawanda and blank, blank, blank. It's too bad, that all the sisters couldn't be here, but Tamar and that pride, that pride. She couldn't put that pride to the side. I was like, did you just want Tamar to just show up? And I feel like that's the type of energy that Tawanda was on. Even though she's here and everything's great and this the rehearsal and all this family is here along with her extra bridal party, I think she just wanted like a not me to want to like you can't leave me, girl. I'm your sister. Like I need to be there, and since she didn't give that, neither one of them kind of stepped up or even stepped out to our sisterhood and our union in this day is more important than whatever we have going on. Heifer, I'm coming to your wedding. It's like no, but it's not. I don't think it was Tamar's pride. I think it was everybody here. Actually, how did you feel about this modest rehearsal dinner?
I mean, when you have 800 people in the wedding party, you need to do something modest. Like, who's going to pay the bill at Mr. Child's for 800 people in this wedding? You got 40 maids of honor, excuse me, 40 groomsmen. Then you got junior bridesmaids, junior baby bridesmaids. You got just a mess. So no, I didn't mind. The food actually didn't look half bad. I said, oh, look like well, at least they catered and got somebody to actually prepare the food well. So hey, I'll take that modest rehearsal dinner. As far as this, Tawana don't give a damn that Tamar wasn't there. And what really pissed me off is Trina giving us a whole breakdown for Tawanda's tears. She's saying it's about Tracy, but it's really about Tamar and all of the sisters. And don't put words or tears in that lady's eyes. She don't give a damn about Tamar. Tamar don't give a damn about her. I honestly feel like that's kind of the true thing that came out this season. Tawanda really does not like Tamar, and I think at this point Tamar was like, "Well, if I'm not invited, I'm not going to come. It is what it is." But they're both equally at fault for her not being.
Hmm.
Mm-mm.
Even if it is that, I think Tamar cares, because Tamar is not one to be left out, and she was definitely left out of this moment. So I think it matters to her. But in speaking on what she's not doing and where is she, and she's really not coming. We get Tamar, vaguely in that seventh episode, and she's discussing. I say, "Y'all better promote that album. So I'm gonna get something. I'm leaving here with something. I'm gonna promote my album and the Grammy and my first lead single, stuff that we do not care about. Because if we're going to promote it, baby, play the track. Play
Mm-hmm.
the track, Braxtons. They
Make that
always
music.
promote or saying something about some music, and we never hear Lottie D. We're going to get that same stock WeTV music in the back. It's like, girl, but if you're not going to play the track for us, Tamar, I don't want to hear about that. But she says she's trying to get a Grammy. More importantly, she's talking to a medium and expressing how I said we know we made our way down to a medium, all the Ayanas, the therapists, the whomever that we have seen them discuss something with over the years. Tamar has gone down to, you know what, we're gonna have a sister retreat and a medium, and I don't know if they're gonna kind of be forward. I'm gonna run it by them, and hopefully they show up, and that's just kind of have an open forum for all the sisters to edge it all out. Ashley, how did you feel about this?
Tamar been had a woo woo lady. Tamar been in connection with these damn mediums. I need Tamar to worry about the living. I need her to worry about the present. Girl, I have my own set of beliefs as far as inviting wild things into your life. I don't think, if it's me and I'm Tamar, dealing with all of the things I'm dealing, that's not an element I'm going to bring into my life and say, okay, this is going to bring me X, Y, or Z. I hope Tamar does get a Grammy. I think Tamar is a great talent. I love her voice. I think Love and War was a great album. I'm very interested to see what happens with this, and hopefully there's some hits. I don't, this whole publicity stunt that she's been doing around this release, these Mendices little video,
Girl.
I it's beyond me now. You know what I mean? But no, I think she needs to set that lady down. I don't think that lady's bringing anything authentic or real or new. We've tried everything at this point, Tamar. I don't know what's next. That's what it makes me feel like. If it's me, go on and talk to your people over there, sister. It ain't got nothing to do with me, and I don't want to invite that in my life. And how are you talking to me about my live sisters? You a medium, right? So you talk with the other people on the other side. What? How are you tell? Unless you telling me what Tracy said, I mean, what are you here for?
Girl.
No disrespect.
Oh Lord. I forgot. I completely forgot what I was saying. Unless you telling me what Tracy said, what are you gonna do for me and my sisters?
That's what I'm saying. What are we doing?
Oh Lord. Let's get into Tawanda in these tears. We gonna put Tracy in the show. For all that Tracy said and stated before her untimely passing about the sisterhood and the hummingbirds and sticking together, keeping that Braxton family, alive. I want y'all to bond in the way that you never have before because I'm no longer going to be here. I don't think this is what she had in mind. I don't think this is what she had in mind, especially not this kind of show. I I don't know. I think people discount how entertaining the public, or at least a certain audience, I would think the ones who are watching the Braxtons and were watching all the time ago, like if it would have been the damn adventures of the Braxton sisters and we were just off doing, saying, traveling, eating, like a eat pray love type situation, and we would stop and reflect in those ways about missing Tracy and what maybe she would have thought about those things. Of course, they're going to have their issues along the way because that's just what comes along with sisters. It's not going to be perfect, but it could have been something else. This here, I don't think it's that. And it pulls away from moments like this where we're emotional. We get into Tawanda Ready and she breaks out into whole massive tears. And it's a big thing because Tawanda never cries. This isn't her. She's very strong, and everybody's like, what's going on? Is it Tamar? Is it like, no, it's the handkerchief, it's her stomach. Oh, and she just kind of breaks down because I wish my sister was here. Naturally, if it's us and we're watching and you saw this entire season, you would want this to, even if these of course are genuine tears for Tracy and the sister that isn't here, This type of loss is going to make you double down on why every single one of your current sisters who are still alive and breathing is that much more important. It's not that. It's just like, F all of that. I don't care. She don't never have to talk to me again. But Tracy, it's just so bad. I don't know where one side meets with the other to where this can exist, but F the other thing. It don't make sense to me. Ashley?
Me either. Because, I mean, quiet as it's kept, Tracy done cussed you out far worse than Tamar ever has. And the amount of tears that you have here in this moment, it's a lot. I won't say that she doesn't miss her sister. I feel like loss is loss is loss, and she is probably feeling that. I would have hoped she would have felt it enough to at least extend an invitation, or at least at the very least make a phone call
Yeah.
and say, you know what, this is ridiculous, and I know maybe it's too late for you to come now, but I just want to say, maybe I took it too far or something, right? Like, to me, that would have been really honoring Tracy if that's what this was really about. Because Tracy's last wishes, they said, was for the sisterhood to be sisters again, and you going vehemently against that. And like I said, Tracy's cussed you out far worse that we've seen than
Girl.
Tamar ever has. So, baby, I just, but Tawanda got to live with Tawanda. I won't take back anything I've said this season as far as what we've witnessed. I think she's awful. I think she got a mean spirit, and I do genuinely think she hates Tamar. I still feel that way. And this is just sick and sad to me that you're hyperventilating, doing all this with for the sister who's not here, but you have a living sister who you're basically exiling in this moment and can't even make a phone call or show up to a retreat after all was said and done. I feel like that's just real raggedy, and it's really, really hard for me to express empathy with her in these moments, girl. Because go on now. And then Trina Rena, oh yeah, she's just feeling everything. She's feeling the whole sisterhood. She's missing Tamar. She's missing Tracy. Don't do that, Trina. You're trying to clean it up and make it cute for your Oomba, but it didn't give that, in
It's
my
just
opinion.
she's like, because we're the closest, we were X amount of minutes apart, birth and age, and we're here. Me and my baby Tawanda, we're here. We love it. Okay, we get it, but
God bless.
I don't know. I don't know. If you don't stop making all that noise. Um, this next one here. Now we had already shown the wedding umpteen episodes ago because it was out and we looked at it and shared our thoughts. But it's the omens for me. I say, okay, we already had the ups and downs for whatever reason and how long we actually took to get to this moment. Then we had, of course, the larger than life argument with the sisters in Tamar. Then we get hit by a bus. She injures her arm. Um, we get here, and that's just to name a few things that have transpired. Once it was like, well, my eldest son is not going to be able to be here because he's off. I was like, God,
Girl,
I was what? So he always went. I don't know if he's going to the Air Force. I can't remember, but he's
the
going over
Navy, I think.
there to
Yeah.
serve his country, so he wasn't going to be able to be here. Um, it's just bad. I really was saddened at the fact this season that for this to be such an important moment for Tawanda that she didn't have the proper love there. Because it's something as trivial as, oh, I'm here and I instructed everyone, this is my spot, don't park in my spot. And she gets there. Like, these people didn't give a damn. None of the bridal party gave a damn. They were there in name and count only. They didn't show any effort, and neither did your sisters because they felt like they didn't get a title to do so. Um, I mean, the joy was in the moment, visually seeing it and hearing everybody outside of the video that we saw. Image wise and the way the wedding looks, this is Tawanda's vision, her colors, her vibe. That's her. Every bride is different. What's wrong with the baby though? What's wrong with the baby child when she came out in that dress? And it's like, oh, yeah. I was like, shut up. All of y'all shut up. But be that as it may, with all these lavenders, she looks so sad. She looks so sad the entire time. And she doesn't say anything. She doesn't do anything. She's in the far, back. But there is just this energy exuding off of her that maybe she's not. okay or comfortable. Maybe she doesn't really want to be on camera at all. I don't know. But she looks so sad. Then they put the camera on Dee's. He's like, yeah, because Grandma was like, is she crying? Is she okay? He's like, yeah, Grandma, it's tears of joy. She's cool. Were they? Why
Was
she looks so damn sad? But outside of that, everybody looked nice. I said, Tony, you ain't got to serve like that. Walking down the aisle, ma'am. You don't. Tony's gonna serve. Uh, just Trina said her booty looked nice. It's like go ahead. I wish I had burnt. I want to hear nothing about your girdle, Trina. Everybody knew when this day was. You had all the time in the world to get your measurements and your stuff all sucked in the way you wanted to. Tawana's body's gonna eat down. It was nice. I wanted a little bit more from the groom. Like, baby, this is my wedding. The day. Like, I need you to be solid on the ground when I hit the corner. He was cool. He was cool. And I'm more than happy that Daddy Braxton was still here alive and kicking to make sure he got baby girl down the aisle. But Ashley, what did you think about the actual wedding and all the things that took place with us getting there?
girl tacky as hell. So it wasn't even just the damn sun not being there. It was that glass breaking ominously
Yeah,
in the corner. I'm like, oh, so poltergeist is here?
it
Like,
did.
what the hell?
Oh
Like,
no, that's Tracy. That's Tracy telling me to get it together.
all of the omens, all of the red flags, man unit down there trying to make himself cry. After 12 years of being together, I don't get the pomp and circumstance. If I'm honest with you, if we've who this for? It's but she did look like a gothic La Loopsy doll. She looked like Monsters High. I was like, why? Why? And then they sat up and they lied to this baby about this dress. Yeah, it was her design. Oh, it looks great. It looks so amazing. Oh, you did that. No, she did. Like, this is the problem. This is like them participation awards that everybody gets just for showing up. Like, there needs to be this. We need to tell truth. We need to speak truth to these children, or they grow up and act how people act right now. I hate everything about it. And the baby did look depressed. She looked sad. She did. She looked miserable. Look at her face, all tuned up. What
I
is
tried to
wrong?
find a decent one. I was trying to snap and get like a little. I was like, oh, she
There
just snapped.
wasn't. The whole time she walked down there in her combat boots and her high-low dress, she looked miserable, Tyra. That would be another sign for me that maybe I need to talk to my baby. And you just adding from the peanut gallery, yeah, tears of joy. How do you? What? Y'all had a conversation before. It don't look like Brooke talked to anybody. Poor baby. I don't know. It's very. Anyway, I'm gonna get off that. Trina's butt did look cute in the
Yeah.
dress. But again, I really felt as though it was raggedy. I felt like it was tacky. I did not like it. I did not like the colors. I didn't like the floral placement. I didn't like the hallway that they kept calling, not the aisle, walking down the hall. I was like, why do they keep saying walking down the hall? Is that a hall, an aisle? Or is it just this venue that they had? I don't understand. Again, I don't understand. To do all this 12 years later and for it to look like this, aggravating. Tony ate down, but she was in panties and lace. I mean,
Yeah.
at somebody else's wedding, Tawanda's body tea, that's been established. Man unit and this two-tone beard pisses me off every time I see it. Because why? 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 And I'm done. It was all it looked a mess to me personally. I said maybe we're watching it and it's gonna look better than the Instagram video clips. It didn't.
Isn't
It looked
that
like stuff was on the floor. It looked like it needed to be swept. And I know that was probably their little things, but it didn't look glamorous or, whatever. It looked like they
right?
needed to sweep. It looked like they needed to run the vacuum. I didn't like that.
This is very gaudy, eclectic type of situation. It was just a lot going on. It was no element of syncness. It was just kind of I don't know. And then nobody has any like bridal position, so it's like, is Tony the? Why does she get to have lace and panties? Like it? I don't know.
Were the
I don't
other dresses the same? I mean, the other maids of
know.
honor?
Everybody kind of had their own thing going on. Everybody kind of had their own thing, and all the babies came down. It's a lot of people in this wedding party, but I was like, somebody hug the baby because she looks very, very sad. I didn't like that. But leaving that, it's like, oh, I told
God
them
bless them.
before.
And
Oh, no, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, please, and I want the baby to go talk to somebody. I do. I want them to all talk, and just make sure everybody's good.
Yeah, because it's like, oh, my son not going to be. I was like, yeah, Lord. It was the people parking in that spot. I told them that this was where I was parked. So you have told them several things this entire season, and nobody's followed any instructions or gave two damns about your union enough to be proactive and be present and on time. So I don't know, Tawanda. Then we have to have this. I was like, Lord, we didn't have to linger in this. Y'all just wanted to give Tony something to do. Tony ain't did nothing all season but do wop pop pop, boom cat on stage, be late, and then we get here. Oh, it's just so much pressure. I have to hold down this secret at this wedding party, all about. Shall we gonna get the bond? Because I'm tired of that too. All about this prompt. We gotta leave. And we gotta go and go to the doctor. And she's gonna be looking for her. I don't want her to worry though, and I want her to focus on her wedding. So I'm not gonna say anything about anything. I, at this point, I was like, y'all really don't have nothing to do. Y'all really don't have anything to do. This is a moment, a minute, and then there's a cutaway, and we don't revisit it. We linger here, and this. Where's Trina? Anybody seen Trina? For at least 10 minutes. Ridiculous. Ashley, where's Trina?
Girl, with her man. Um, this just really went to go and prove Tony just really don't like being around none of them. The
No.
fact that she was like, "Well, I can't stay the whole. Who's gonna stay the whole time? Like, stay the whole time." And then at the end of it, I stayed the whole time. I saw that. We didn't think you was gonna stay the whole time. Yeah, girl, But Tony, so that means you can stay the whole time every time. You just choose to exit stage
It
left
was so long.
early.
It's like, yeah, because I knew something had to be going on. Tony usually gone. She the first
Yeah.
one out the door. She stayed the whole time.
You stayed the whole time. I was like, damn, you don't even she don't really want to be there ever. And I think she was mad that she had to stay as long as she did to try to, I want Tawanda to have a great day. I don't want her worrying about anything. And Tawanda, ultimately was like, you should have been told me this. Then I wouldn't have been asking about her all night. It's just the weird things that they do. Even Mama Evelyn said, well, baby, go ahead and go. I'll tell her no. I'll make this sacrifice this one time and stay for the full duration of the reception. I'll do it this time. Girl, Tony, please. You had the day off. You were fine.
I don't know why it's so hard. And that's why I hate that it's just such a energy towards Tamar, because when Tamar says I love my sisters, there's never a but. There's never a well, I love my sisters. Anytime, Tony, I love my sisters, but if it was blank, 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 I wouldn't.
I wouldn't be here.
Every single time. Every
Mm-mm.
single time.
Not I.
No, I stayed she said the whole time, the whole time. Thank you so much, Emma, for the membership to the struggle. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And Brenda James, if you got that, be sure to say thank you to Emma in the chat. We appreciate them oh so much. Yeah, the whole time. She stayed the whole time. But getting over here of not spoiling her moment. What nobody gonna spoil this moment for her. If nothing came from this, baby Tawana was happy and she loved to get that man down. We love that for
Loved
her.
him. Loved him.
Child, if you don't have nothing to do, just say that. This Vaughn could give a damn. Vaughn does not care. This excuse in the middle of the wedding party. I didn't want to say nothing about my health. This impending downfall. I don't want to say that. I don't want to ruin. This is about Tawanda. This is about Tawanda. I don't want to ruin this for her. So I'm just going to sit here and silently die in the corner and jeopardize my potassium and whatever else the fuck is blowing up. This is annoying. And I hate what it's perpetuating. Vaughn is too old and too damn grown to be acting this way. For us to have Trina here as the caretaker and the watcher, you don't. This is not your responsibility. It is your responsibility as well to make sure that you are prioritizing your health and not ordering an extra plate of fried catfish to go. Sir, there's no accountability in here. He's not taking anything serious. What? Yeah, your potassium should never be that high. Oh, well, yeah, but I was just trying to do the right thing. I didn't want to ruin the day. Yeah, you having a heart attack or passing out in the middle of the wedding would have ruined it anyway. He don't care. And the fact that this was mostly about Vaughn, I thought that was where they was going to stop. I didn't think that this would be a continued thread throughout the entire season because we don't care. Why should we care and Vaughn don't care? Ashley?
The way he said he was trying to make it a teachable moment. No, yeah, no, keep it rolling. Keep it rolling and they can see how, they need to take their health seriously. I too did not like the optics of this. I did not like the idea that, I'm just this doting wife and my husband doesn't listen to me. And then also the dynamic of, oh, well, you're a female doctor, you're a woman. Let me go check with a male doctor and then I'll take it seriously and then I'll go to the hospital. Really, Vaughn? Really? Like, a potassium of 7 is crazy. With congestive heart failure, like, literally means your kidneys are starting to shut down. Like, sir, like, go be so for real. For part of me is like, I hope this is like feigned or like reenacted or something and not really the case. Because it just seems crazy to be so cavalier about your health and you have a wife at home and, children and all of the things. I would think just as a man who loved his family, you would want to make sure that they weren't stressed or not lying to them like you did before because you said, I didn't want to stress you out. But now they're literally saying you could have dropped dead on the dance floor with a massive coronary. Like what? And it's like, yeah. Yeah, when I give you an order, it's not a suggestion, Vaughn. If I say go to the hospital, go to the damn hospital. Well, if I didn't do this, I knew Trina wasn't gonna go to Tawanda's wedding at all. No, because you got a catfish plate to go, Vaughn. I can't care more about your health and you wanting to be healthy more than you do. At this point, Trina is in for a mission. Godspeed to her and that man, because it'd be more than I could bear to deal with that. Because do you want to live? Like what are you doing?
I'm gonna hope this is for TV, and maybe this is something that he is struggling with, but we're kind of dumbing it down to come here and make a statement. But behind the camera, he really is focusing on his health because
I
this
hope
is
so.
ridiculous. And if
I
you
hope
if you want to be my husband in our house for years to come, prioritize your health, fool. Once again, thank you so much, Emma, for the super
so.
chat, not the super chat, child, the membership over there with those sweet peas. We most definitely appreciate that. Thank you so much. Um, yeah, I don't know. None of the husbands make for great TV. They're so dull, very very dull.
Very dull.
Getting over here. This was so petty to me. I did not like this. I did not like this. Before we jump into the sisterhood and us getting into them sisters, this was petty to me. I didn't like this. This felt like a little shot, and I feel like we're really not getting any closure, and that's why this is probably more so contrived because it's very tit for tat. Okay, well, you didn't do this, and I didn't invite you to the wedding, and you did that. You're not coming here, so I'm gonna commemorate you not being here with this blow up doll and stuff things in your mouth. I didn't like this. I felt like this was immature and we didn't have to do this. If Tawanda chose not to come, she chose not to come. I also thought it was a tit for tat moment because not you trying to get married and have your nuptials around my birthday and stuff. Okay, well, yeah, I'm going to have this retreat and this sisterhood moment around the time of your honeymoon and you being a fresh newlywed. And if you can't make it and it's like, yeah, we're going to go back and forth with this, why? We did not need this blow up doll, Tamar. Ashley, how did you feel about Tawanda deciding not to come and this doll being in her place?
I never intended to Wanda to come, and I don't necessarily even think it was because of the honeymoon. I'm sure they spaced it out to consider that, because I'm pretty sure she wanted, all of the sisters to be there. They did something like this in Braxton Family Values before with a doll or something to like save space. So it didn't bother me. I really don't care. Like I could give a damn about Tawanda's being offended or feeling any kind of way about anything that Tamar did. But Tamar's just hurt. And she's a person when they're hurt who acts out. And this is just her acting out. The fact that what got me is that she kept sticking something in that lady's mouth. Because
Yes.
why are you sticking crackers in there? Why did you stick French fries in there? But no, I didn't care. It's childish as hell and very petty. But I don't know. I honestly didn't even think about it too much. I was more interested in the other stuff that I'm sure we'll get to.
Yeah. Yeah, I just wanted to acknowledge it. Cause just like I'm a newlywed. Hello, I was not going to be making it down there to this little sister retreat. It's like we didn't need the doll, Tamar. But getting on over here to the actual open hearts and the open minds. We're focusing on meditation and tranquility and all that good stuff. Trina said, I'm not participating. I'm trying to keep an open mind. We have the sisters get there. It's already awkward because Tawanda isn't there and we're asking questions. So, how was the wedding? I mean, it was fine. So, yeah, have you heard from her? When is she going to be at? Well, we don't know. Oh, y'all don't talk to Tawanda now? Oh, don't nobody got nothing to say about nothing? Yeah, we just don't nothing. It's still tense. So, when we get here, we're trying to break down some of those barriers and be positive and just breathe, meditate, lay down, sleep if you will. Do whatever you have to do to let go, let flow. As Trina said, bang that gong or whatever you're doing over there. Of course, this is Tamar's thing, so she was actively participating. Also, Tony Braxton. The way we had that time lapse and Tracy was just not Tracy Lord. Trina's just sitting there and she's not moving. It's like, yeah, when is this getting over with? Because I'm not participating. This is not my vibe. Um every to each man its own. I'm never gonna force anybody because baby, the way I would have been living my best life here. But if it's not for you, then it's not for you. And I don't feel like it should be forced. Don't bestow anything up on Trina. If you just loosen up, well, if you ain't gonna go to hell, it ain't even that. Like it's all people have their practices and what they think and what they believe, and that's just for them. If she didn't want to participate, she didn't have to. But the time lapse and all of that was absolutely hilarious to me. Actually, how did you feel about this?
The first time I agreed with Trina all season because I'm in my head pleading the blood. Because what are you doing? What are your intentions over there, Miss Dinging and Donging? Here's the thing. I'm not mad at anybody's practices or what they do, but I think it was I'm going to say disingenuous at best for the practitioners to say that that's not part of a spiritual practice when it absolutely is. Sound baths, Reiki healing, all of that is a spiritual practice. And I think, again, y'all know how I feel. Like, just people don't need to go into that stuff uneducated or unawares. And for you to sit up here and tell her it's not spiritual when it's very spiritual, as far as alignment, as far as opening up, as far as being vulnerable to whatever intention is being put out there or whatever is being discussed. You know I don't like that, and don't push it on anybody. I feel like Tamar knows her sister. She's like, I'm very rigid in this area. There's no ambiguity. I looked something up online. I'll sit here with you, but girl, I don't know you. What are you thinking as you're dinging and donging and rubbing the thing over there? I was actually with Trina on in that moment. I think because Tamar has found solace and peace in other practices,
Mhm.
that she wants that for them, but you can't put that on anybody. I think it would have been much more productive to maybe have the doctor in the room with them just in a general, neutral,
Discussion.
situation without any other practices being performed or done while they were there. But Trina was I was tickled. But Tamar knew that. You knew that when you brought that lady here, madam. Come
It
on.
was just funny. I felt like Tamar was like, okay, well, this is working for me. And if they can
Hmm.
have an open mind, how many times we gonna talk to a therapist? That hasn't worked for us. And how many seasons
Absolutely gonna talk to you.
it seems to get worse. So let's just try something different. Like, come on, Trina. We know we can say, no, I'm going to my house and I'm getting the hell out of here
Mommy
because I'm
has.
not doing this. I don't know what she praying for over there. I don't know. So, you will not be opening up my chakras for a damn thing. Lay down where? It's very, very funny. But getting here,
Ooh, now Tyra,
what?
you
That's
wrong
what
for this
look,
part.
I ain't have time for that. I don't owe them nothing. I don't get paid for this. This is why you have your images together and you put out your own little stock of whatever for the season. You drop your own images. If you're relying on me to go pop and hit a screenshot to get an image, you gonna get whatever I shot. Got time to be getting unflattering. Now, agree to disagree. We finally get to the actual discussion that we have been waiting for this entire time here. We get right back down to where we left off of the cease and desist and who gave the lawyer my number and blank, blank, blank. And Trina is standing on business that she had nothing to do with that. or I didn't do this, or I did that and I didn't do that part. And it's just like, oh my goodness. This was really about to irritate my soul because I thought that somebody's going to get up and walk away and get
Yeah.
frustrated, and we weren't going to get anywhere. And it's like, is this what we're going to be leaving off the damn season with? I didn't have time for that, but I feel like I don't know, and I'm not going to say that Trina is lying, but I don't think she's saying everything. There is no way with how, even at this moment, she's going to stand 10 toes down behind her ex husband, the situation, and whatever with the niece. There's no solidarity there. So it would make sense in my mind, whether the address was, given or not, or whatever, for them to collaborate and feel like, okay, yeah, this needs to be stopped. Because that's what she said. Y'all trying to stop my bag. This needs to be stopped. Our sister, aka Michael, she's doing this, she's saying that, and she's giving baby girl a platform. I'm gonna send her a cease and desist to my own daughter, and we got to get one to her. Absolutely, because I don't need this platformed in that way. Naturally, I would think that would be a collaboration, and then of course we bring Tony in because ain't that your friend? She said, "Ain't that your
Mhm.
friend?" That's y'all. Y'all talk all every time. Like
Yeah.
she's really going at it at the fact that nobody really had her back. This was getting very extra, and I thought that it was going to go overboard by the time we needed to roll that beautiful bean footage. I'm going to stand on what I said before. Nobody put their hands on you, Tamar. You were not pushed. I never thought that she was pushed, and I still don't now. Even I don't care how much you slow it down. I think the intention is what upset her the most, and I feel like she addressed it here because you got up and you got the energy towards me, and you didn't really have that towards Tony when she was the one who stood up on me first. But you came to break it up, and it's very don't let her get you out of your character. You are the Tony Braxton type of thing. Like, why
Mhm.
are you picking sides? Which rolls over into I'm always the one that's wrong. Y'all don't ever hold any of the other sisters accountable. It's just me. And of course, she feels singled out. I'm glad that we could at least agree to disagree on that, even if we felt like that was that. I did want Tamar to really, I don't know. The apology was apologizing, but baby, you're not just gonna be kicking me in my back and snatching off my wig. We not doing that. We not doing that. I don't give a damn about, oh, you know how I get, and I was just frustrated and it becomes taxing. Absolutely, but you don't get to just put your hands on people. I do feel like we got a little bit of more leg room here because Tawanda wasn't here. I feel like Tawanda would have been an agitator in this
Mhm.
space the entire time. And then that's when Trina feels like she needs to have an alliance with her favorite sister. And there's that separation. So I was glad that she didn't come. Tony apologized. Tony
Mhm.
apologized, the way that Tony does. And that was just that. But did I want more? I did. But the fact that it was so instantly resolved, and we're talking about mileage and how far we were traveling and we were close and what was happening,
Mhm.
I say, yeah, go on get that check, ladies, because I don't know if I can be sticking around for much more of this. Actually, how did you feel about the sit down?
This is the moment I knew. I said, "Oh, y'all been trolling us. Y'all been playing in our face this whole time." But yeah, as far as the now, see, it went down to semantics, and I think as we watched it play out, we saw really how petty the whole interaction was. The lady, in terms of touch, there was a touch. But it was not an aggressive touch. It was not a push. It was not a hit. It was not anything the way that Tamar is implying. Like you was trying to come for me. She really wasn't. She did shift her a little. It was like the wig. She shifted. I didn't pull it. I shifted it. So they said. Nene said. Um, but I mean, it was semantics and it was so silly the back and forth. Even when they played the footage, it was like, okay, are y'all gonna be able to relax? I think. And Tamar was like, you're 50 something years old. Okay, girl, and you're elderly too. So here's what we need to do. We need to stop acting childish, but everybody at the table, because you slamming laptops and ignoring people as they're speaking to you. I was like, I can see in this moment how it would be really, really infuriating to get into it with Tamar because it's like you steady yapping, sis. I need you to stop. It was cute. I think that's all we were ever going to get because again, we find out that y'all was really besties. Oh yeah, we were great before all this. Yeah, we were amazing. And since you knew that they're not the ones who actually issued or requested the order, now, did they have their little conversations? Probably. I don't run that by Trina. I don't run that by mommy. I don't run that by anybody else. that they were in conversation with their brother and got this filed. But I do think that the sweeping allegations walking in there like y'all did this really not knowing the facts was wise. And, hopefully they're back where they need to be. Because honestly, this was cap. That whole situation was cap. They're like, okay, we really finna we gonna get this money, get this cute little check for season 2 and going on about our business. That's ultimately how I feel about the whole season at this point.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Just childish. You take that back. I ain't taking nothing back. You take that back. I said, what?
Oh
What
my
is
gosh.
this?
Okay, I take it back.
Okay, I take it back. Fine. Then I'm sorry that I did that. You pushed me. There was a push, and I'm gonna feel like that because that's what it was. But it wasn't. I said, oh Lord.
But
See,
I
this
take it back. You take it back. We take it back. Okay, we good now.
this is why Tony don't want to be seen with y'all. This is why Tony don't be hanging out and she's leaving the functions early. I didn't have too much here because I wasn't finna play with Mama Evelyn, but Mama Evelyn is in the episodes as well. She hanging out with the Dave and all. Regardless of that, I think because I know I've seen some videos where people are offering their commentary. And they're like, "And the mama, she's just on the show doing what do y'all want Miss Evelyn to do?" There is nothing for Miss Evelyn to do at this point but what she's doing. Be cute and come and collect her check and be a part of the show and have her own dissected storyline to have her doing something when it's really nothing. But with how long this has been going on, with how they were raised and how old they are, her trying to step in and do the mom thing and look at God, this is your. That's so many seasons ago. We're not doing that here. I didn't expect anything in this season from Mama Evelyn or her like stepping in to play mediator at all. That's an older lady, and these are some extra grown ass children. That's why when it was like, you're 50, I was like, Taylor, aren't you? If she's 50, then you're like 48, 49. Like, if y'all don't go to hell. But did you want anything else from Mama Evelyn this season?
Heck no. I don't even think I needed her there. I'm glad they brought Mama Evelyn on to get her check, but I knew after episode 1 that's all she was going to be there for. And I get it because y'all not going to raise my blood pressure. I'm not even going to engage with this the same way that I engaged with it for Braxton Family Values. Mama Evelyn in her retirement era, living her best life, making her biscuits and dumplings and all the stuff that she wants to do. And she's like, yeah, I'll go on a cute little date. I'll come to events and get dressed up and be cute. That's what I'm here to do now. I don't think she's interested in all of the extra stuff. And if I'm Mama Evelyn, I wouldn't be either. Hell, I'd be tired if I was her.
Wouldn't be. Child, the most she gave, she said, yeah, the reason they so close in age is because your daddy was
Couldn't,
screaming. I said,
couldn't keep his
Mama,
hands off me. What?
sit down, Mama Evelyn. Nobody asked you for that information. Sitting there with old Larry talking about, yeah, I'm not. He's nice. You might see him, but you ain't gonna see nobody again. You ain't going nowhere with that man, Mama Evelyn.
Never.
Actually, would you watch another season of this?
No, absolutely not. I'm through. There's nothing edifying or rewarding about this at this point. It would have to something transformative would have had to have happened. And honestly, I think that they've already had the greatest reason to change and they haven't. So I don't see what could happen that would honestly make them be any better. Now, would I watch Tay Tay and her new album situation and maybe that journey? I would. Would I watch a Tony Braxton moment if she could open up and be vulnerable and do something? Yeah, but no, not this. I think it's ran its course officially. At least for me, I have no interest. What about you, girl? You gonna watch? You watch it season 3?
And like you said, unless Tony, even in these last episodes, like, yeah, Tony, what about Birdman? I don't care to comment
I
on
like
that.
to keep my relationships private.
I just keep my things private. It's like, yeah. Girl, Trina had me laughing in the late great words of Tony Braxton. I don't want to talk about that. I feel like I want she's not gonna let us in there. So no, I don't want to see an hour of Boom Cat and touring. I'm cool on that. Another season of this, I don't want this. I don't want this. They are embedded, especially if we're getting into like black pop culture. They are a part of that. Like a lot of these things, you know how many times I call somebody and say I'm not trying to be one of Tony Braxton's doo-wop pop chicks,
Yeah.
and people know what you're saying. If you know, it's very quotable in that way. But I feel like those days are gone. if they could somehow get over to, okay, well, this was last season, but this is our journey now, because we're not serving that. You're going to get our positive sisterhood, and that's just what it is. If we don't want to engage or give as much time to that, then that's too bad. We're not doing this. This here, I don't want this. And even if it is going to be messy, like, give me a reason to show up every single time. Let all of it just be a hot ass stinking mess. Not, okay, this is just that, and then we got to use some filler. Okay, so Tawana is getting married. Vaughn is struggling with his health. We're gonna throw that in there, and Tracy's trying to. Oh my god, Tracy. um, Tamar's trying to, work on her album, and Tony Braxton is doing what Tony Braxton does best. That's not enough. That's not enough, and then it gets boring. So we need something to engage with, and unfortunately, there's nothing here. I don't know. We'll see. But y'all, that was the episode. Ashley, anything you want to say before we get out of here?
Thank y'all for coming through. Thank you guys for coming through kind of heavy for the season. We appreciate you watching with us and coming to talk about it. Don't forget, tomorrow night we will be talking It Welcome to Derry. And if you're a part of the collective in the Discord, you can join us tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we watch it together as a family in the Discord. So feel free to come on through. On Tuesdays, we're watching. Well, I don't know. I'm going to shut up. But then don't forget All's Fair on Wednesday. And just make sure you're subscribed. Have the notification bell so you don't miss a thing. Yeah, and we'll see you in the next video. Oh, you got a super chat and a message from Dane.
Oh, Lord. Let me get the message from Dane. I wouldn't want to not get the message from Dane. I would never do that.
Please don't.
I'm sending this super chat because Tyra and Ashley missed me. See y'all on It Welcome to Derry. Thank you so much, Dane. There's never a day that goes by that we don't miss you.
That's
Thank
right, Dane.
Thank you, Dane. Love. You are
awesome.
loved so hard. Thank you so much, Joshua, for the super chat. Tony doesn't belong on reality TV. She's like a brick wall on the show. Absolutely. When she probably has the most to give to a reality TV segment. Between her and Tony, the views would come, but I respect her for wanting to keep her things private. Yeah, that's just what it is. She one of them old school celebrities too. We don't do that. We don't do that.
Yeah.
But y'all, as Ashley said, we will be back tomorrow to get into the latest episode of Derry. Be sure to join us in the Discord to watch along, and we will see you guys next time. Y'all have a good night.
Think I am. Don't you know that he was my man? But I chose to let him go. So why do you reply like I care about him? I'm looking at me like I'm hurt. I'm not the one who said I didn't want.